Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're just discovering blockchain or maybe starting to be interested in Web3 security, then you can't miss this. Today, I want to speak about what was my first step in blockchain, why not to start directly with Solidity, if I did start learning Solidity or not, and what came next, what did I do next. You will be able to find also this information in an article I wrote, and it's published on the Blockchainer Hub. Besides that, you will have access to other parts of my journey in Web3 security. So let's go. When I first discovered blockchain and started to read about the potential that it has and how much certainly present is going to be a big thing in the near future, I wanted to tell everyone about it. I was so excited and I found myself in the situation where I was actually not able to explain what it is and what it is applied to. So I was saying things like, guys, blockchain is the new internet. And people were, oh, okay, but tell me more about it. Sounds interesting. And I would say like the internet actually will be decentralized and thanks to this new technology. Okay, and then yeah, that of course caused some reaction like, okay, oh my God, what else is there? And you know what? That was all about it. I could not explain more. Honestly, I could not even guess what it is about it because I was never involved with crypto, even for a moment, and didn't read anything about Bitcoin and what it really is. And note aside, actually, guys, learning about what Bitcoin is can give you a great idea of what is the main goal of blockchain. So let's move to the first points here. As I mentioned, I will speak about how did I start it. So what was my next movement? How did I continue to get into blockchain? Well, I knew I was not interested in trading or suddenly start to learn all about investing in crypto. So what I was interested about was that I knew there was a new programming language and that now there is the so-called blockchain developer. I wanted that. I wanted to learn to code in Solidity. So obviously, what's the first thing I did? What were my first steps to get into this new world? How did I finally start to move towards my goal of becoming a blockchain developer? I started an online course to learn about what is Bitcoin, what is blockchain, and how many exist, and what it is the so-called DeFi, and what's that about. Of course, for you guys, that course is not available anymore, but that's why I started this roadmap about all that you need to know about blockchain and about DeFi, of course, some Solidity and EVM as well. So make sure to check it out as well. It's going to be very useful because I will be introducing the concepts that I went through in that course. Okay, so let's move on. Could I just jump directly into learning about Solidity? No, because I need to understand more of what it is all about. I need to understand why is it called decentralized and how much truth there is on that. I actually started to combine the course with a book I bought called Blockchain Revolution: How the Technology Behind Bitcoin is Changing Money, Business, and the World. You can find that actually anywhere, but I did get it from Amazon. Yeah, make sure to check it out because it gives you a lot of context and it's very nice. So from the course, I learned what is an exchange, what is lending and borrowing, what is Uniswap, what are the different types of protocols in blockchain, and so much more about how people are nowadays involved with blockchain. Of course, you can find this information explained in the roadmap I mentioned before. And from the book, I learned the potential that blockchain has into the world, how it can change everything, how the world will look like with a voting system decentralized, with a decentralized system of hospitals, and many usabilities. Let me tell you, I loved all of it. Okay, so but did I start learning Solidity or not? Yes, of course, yes. I got to both learn Solidity from an introduction class in the online course and also on my own research. And then little by little, I started to move my interest and time more towards Solidity and how to program smart contracts. What did I do? What was my first go-to material? Well, many of you may know Patrick Collins. This was my first go-to, the 32 hours course. It might seem a lot, but it's just gold, guys. So I totally recommend it. And then just to mention a few things that happened after what came next. Well, I was active on Twitter, so I came across with Guardian Audit's Discord, and it was a game changer because actually that's when I discovered Web3 security. So I went from wanting to be a blockchain developer to discovering the vulnerabilities that are on Web3, and that made me want to dig more into that. And while digging more into that, I discovered the smart contract hacking course. And this also, I mean, I did enroll, and well, I will tell you more about this in other videos, but it was a game changer. And of course, I had to somehow get them, like I had to understand all that knowledge I was getting. So I started to write articles in blockchain. I was learning about Uniswap, so I wrote an article about it. And I don't know, I also wrote about my experience along the way, as I mentioned, and so on. So for those enthusiast programmers that want to go all in on the smart contract world, then learn first about the history of money, learn about the history of blockchain and Bitcoin, and also how the decentralized finance work. It's going to be worth it because with context, everything will be better. So that's all for it for today, guys. Thanks a lot. Give a like, subscribe, and wait for more content to come. Thanks. Take care.